Right now.
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 Because it's time to write now.
Right now.
Right.
Right now.
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 Because it's time to write now.
Right now.
Right.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
All right, my friends, welcome to another Monday Update live stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so thrilled and so excited to be able to get into our updates and our announcements for today. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what we have. I have done a lot of prep and a lot of setup to be able to get ready for Freaky Friday. I am so thrilled and so excited. So I know we've been looking forward to the competition for some time, and I am really wanting to share with you some details. I'll let people hop into the live stream and we'll start in just a few minutes. Welcome, my friends. First off, I pose to you, how are you doing today? Are you excited for the weekend? And who's all ready for Freaky Friday? I know there's been a lot of chat in the community and a lot of enthusiasm for this event. Hey, what's up, chat soul? Welcome, my friend. Hope everything is going well. I know, like Freaky Friday, we're like, okay, we definitely got so much. And I know I was just hot off the press of getting the rest of the details finalized along with our graphics and all of the information so I can have that all ready for you. I'm so excited. So for those of you who don't know, I know I see a lot of our community members, but for anyone new to the stream, Freaky Friday last year was our first writing competition. It was a live stream event where writers submitted. It was our first attempt and first trial at a competition. We had a really fun live stream, and then all the stories, the top 12 stories got read live. We had a revision process, and then we launched the anthology right during the competition itself. We launched the ebook during the competition, and then the anthology after the competition ended about a month later. And then we, of course, came back for our second writing competition with Faded Fantasy, which was quite a lot of fun, if I might add. Faded Fantasy was a really great experience. We upped the complexity and added an additional judging layer to this competition that we held back in the spring, where we challenged both fantasy and romance, and we had some learning opportunities for things that worked and things that didn't. I was really proud at what we came out with for the second writing competition. And as I've really thought about it, as I pulled back and really asked myself, what does this next writing competition look like? What does it feel like? And what are our goals? I always ask myself when doing writing events, anything that I'm going to be investing time into, what is my mission with it? And what do I want to achieve with it? And what do I want to help you with? So anything that we do with Right Now, my goal is always to help you with writing your books, becoming a better writer, improving your skill set, and giving you more author credits. Now, in that line, I also don't want to make these competitions and events too technically difficult. I don't want there to be a high barrier to entry, so to speak. I want it to feel like it's easy for people who have the time and want to invest into writing and taking a shot at these competitions. So with that being said, I've reduced the complexity for this year's competition for our second annual Freaky Friday event, and we are going to see. We're going to see. So let me, without further ado, let me pull up the graphics and we will get right into it. All right, so I am definitely Absolutely prepared. So I have all the graphics here. Let's pull up with our top Q1. Okay, so Freaky Friday. I am so proud to announce our next writing competition. And let me get the screen share going. I think this was the one that I ended up with last time. Awesome. So this is our next writing competition. I am so stoked and definitely looking forward to it. I was like, I think I can do better with this. I was like, let's do something like this. No, look at that. I'm being picky. All right, let's do this. Kaufman's being picky here. Okay, so let's do something like that. All right. Okay, so as we can see from Freaky Friday, when this is a writing competition, so this is a flash fiction competition, I'm going to keep it in line with our Freaky Friday theme and element. Now, let's see what we are doing this year. Let's see, I'm going to do this differently, I think. Yes, this is what I will do. Perfect. That is so much better. Okay, so this is what we were doing. I was like, I knew there was a better way for this. Okay, so what we are doing this week or this time around, we're going to go with a new style and a new theme. We're keeping it up with the same supernatural creepy vibe, but something that I'm really wanting to try and something I'm really wanting to see if we can do differently is when I think about the branding and I think about overall aesthetically, I'm asking myself, does every writing competition have to have a host? And I think one of the things, when I think back to our first two writing competitions, our very first Freaky Friday, it's She Who Must Not Be Named, was quite a remarkable little character. And then Faded Fantasy, the beloved and eccentric Mr. Crow. So as I ask myself, how can I help develop the competition and how can I work on growing it with the community? I'm actually going to be posing to the community a very, very cool and exciting challenge in the 2 weeks to come. So in the 2 weeks to come, I'm actually going to be posing a special challenge to the community in who will be hosting the Freaky Friday competition. So soon, very, very soon, you will be seeing, let me pull this up. All right, so this year's Freaky Friday will be hosted by a brand new spectral figure. But who will it be? So there's going to be 4 mysterious candidates who are going to be revealed soon, and you will get to help decide. It's going to be super cool, very exciting, and you're going to get to be a part of helping us determine who or what is going to help us hosting this year's Freaky Friday competition. So very, very exciting. I wanted to have the community involved in helping us put together this year's competition. And what better way than helping us creating the right character, the right vibe for this competition. So that's going to be really, really cool. And now into the competition logistics. So this is how it's going to work. Let me pull it up. So we will start off with the key dates. So we're going to have 3 key dates, technically 4, but we'll have 3 key dates for the competition. We are going to have a developmental feedback day. This is going to be a developmental feedback session, which will be Sunday, October 5th. Essentially, writers are going to be able to bring their stories to myself. And if we have possibly our other co-host, and we will be giving feedback and sharing with you some ideas, a critique to help you make your story better. So that's going to give you 1 week until that submission deadline to be able to improve and revise your story if there are any developmental opportunities for the story itself. So that's the big thing. And then our competition dates, I don't think it can be Freaky Friday unless we have it on Freaky Friday. So we're going to be doing Friday, October 24th and Saturday, October 25th. So these are the 2 dates that the competition will air, and it'll be a blast. It will be very, very cool. So realistically, it will probably be a later in the day Friday, and then Saturday will be our 2 competition dates. So that's going to be quite a lot of fun. And we're definitely going to see what vibes, what scares we can get into for our competition this year. All right, now how will the competition work? So there's going to be, like I said, we're going to be making it a little easier. So there's going to be live readings, like similar to how we've done. We'll have live guest author readings, and then the story discussions, which will be similar to the framework that we used last time. There's the way it's going to be judged is it's going to be judged based on 2 elements. It's going to be judged based on readability and a genre element. Who is going to be doing the judging? So I'm going to be the one who's going to have the final say. Essentially, I'm using the competition itself as a way to influence the discussions we have and the conversations in the chat. We're going to have live voting. We will be bringing back live voting. So in combination between a voting system, our live discussions, and then guest author feedback, I will be making the final call on what are the top 12 stories that are going to be published. But what we are doing differently this time around, instead of framing the competition itself, the live streams itself, as a winner takes all format, we are going to be highlighting all of the stories that are submitted. So any of the stories that are submitted, we will be finding a way to highlight it during the competition. And then the winners, the top 12 winners, will be announced when we publish the anthology shortly after the competition. That way, we can maximize everyone's intent and desire to create a really, really cool story, and then highlight the 12 winners when the anthology gets published after the competition. So that's how we'll be going about it, like that. However, we're going to be having a special category. So we're going to actually be having a special category in the competition itself, which is brand new. So based on how it is going to be judged, like I said, readability and genre elements. Readability, straightforward, right? Does the prose make sense? Is it clear? Are there mistakes? Are there errors? Things like that. That's all like the technical stuff. And then genre elements. So you're going to get to choose one of 3 different genres to write your story about. I have split it into 3 very distinct genres as follows. So, like I said, it is going to be very straightforward. I wanted something that was similar-ish to last year, to our first Freaky Friday competition, but not quite as complex as Faded Fantasy. So, you're going to get your choice to choose one of the following 3 genres to write in. You can choose a supernatural story. If you are writing a supernatural story, you're going to have to create a character. You're going to have to create a creature type, or you can reimagine a pre-existing creature type. This is going to challenge you. And if I'm going to do a vampire, how am I going to make the vampire my own? I really want to challenge you. How do we use a creature type that is your own, that feels fresh, that's scary, and that's creepy? And then if we go the thriller or the horror genre, we're going to be really focusing on the mystery or a twist. So I'm going to give you one of either option. The thriller and horror genres, I've left that one a little bit more open-ended. I'm either wanting to see how you play into a mystery that we're following from start to finish, or how you're doing a twist, how the twist subverts expectations from the reader's journey in the beginning, or maybe using a combination of both of those. Now, what I've included as an additional genre, and I really thought about it, I think because we have such a high volume of interest with fantasy in the community, I've decided to play into the dark fantasy genre. But I asked myself, how can we do it so that it's really, really creepy? So with dark fantasy, I am going to be accepting it as its own category, but if you're going to go dark fantasy, you are going to have to create a dark magic system. So we're playing into the genre element that is considered dark fantasy. The spookier with any of our genre elements, the better. So those are our three genres that you can pick from. Now, let's say you really want to challenge yourself. And I wanted to create the super challenge, the one that makes it just a little bit harder for the writer who's like, you know what, I feel like I want to challenge myself. Like myself, if I was entering a competition, I would definitely be challenging myself because that's just what I like to do. So there's going to be a special challenge prize for any writer who wants to undertake writing a story that combines all three genres and their elements. A special prize is going to be awarded during the competition itself for this special writing challenge. It's harder. It's a little bit more difficult to create a creature, to have the plot with a mystery or a twist, and to create a magic system. That's a lot to accomplish in a short period of time with a short word count for flash fiction. So that's why it's a special challenge. Will anybody be able to accomplish it? Only time will tell. So that is our genre elements for Freaky Friday. So I will be throwing up all of these graphics on socials at some point this week. So I am very, very excited about all of this. So this is what we got for Freaky Friday this year. I think this competition is going to be fire. I think we're definitely going to have a lot of really cool and fun elements. And I'm very eager to see what writers come up with. Now, for those of you who want to go check out all the guidelines and the specific details, I've made it a little easier. I know for Faded Fantasy, we came out with a whole document. This time, we've gone back to the Google submission form. So if you want to go check out all of the guidelines and details, I will throw this in the chat right now for all you to check out. That lists all of the guidelines, all of the details, and what to expect. It summarizes all this, and this will help you get prepared for Freaky Friday. So I'm loving and I'm really hoping that we're going to get a mix of different stories. And I know, I don't know what to expect. We had such a nice mix of stories from last year's competition, and I'm very, very curious to see what story types we get this year. Last year, we definitely saw quite a combination of mystery to supernatural to grotesque and scary. So I'm very curious to see what writers will come up with and how we're going to be challenging it this year. So definitely very, very excited. I am so thrilled. I'm actually I just don't know what to expect. So I'm super thrilled about it. Yeah, you love the options you have. Yeah, and I mean, I really wanted to give writers different options this time around. I wanted writers to feel like that they have different choices in terms of the type of story that they want to embark on. Kind of like a choose your own adventure, right? Choose the story that most resonates with you, or do you go choose advanced and you try to do a genre blend of all three? So I feel like we got normal mode where you can choose one of the three stories, one of the three genres, or advanced where you can try to do a genre blending mashup. So we'll see. I'm super excited, and I think it's going to be a great time. So yeah, thank you all. Thanks all for joining me today. That's kind of all I have today. Nothing nothing crazy beyond that. Today, I've very much been focused on getting the Freaky Friday stuff out. I'm going to go throw that up on socials, and we'll go queue up and link up all the submission details. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Sol, Nil, Courtney, I appreciate you. We'll be getting the word out, the submissions, and the details officially launched today. We'll be getting all that out on Discord and all the places. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Nice, Nil. You're like, my practice has been paying off for the categories. You're like, Nil's been practicing. I see some fierce competition in the making. You're like, Nil, are winners even among categories or random? Are winners even among categories? Oh, is each category going to have a winner? I haven't determined yet. I went back and forth on categorizing, on bracketing each genre by itself as compared to grouping them together. That's going to determine on how many submissions we get, in all honesty. It's going to be contingent on how many submissions we get. Realistically, I think the way that we group them up will probably be based on the number of submissions. If I get like 12 dark fantasies and like one supernatural, kind of hard to give a fair shot to the other one. I think what I'm probably going to be doing is judging all of them equally based on how well they incorporate the genre element of their choice. I feel like of each of the three genre elements, I feel like each of them feel pretty equally. Each of them feel pretty equal in terms of difficulty level. So each of our three genres, I feel like whether you're creating a creature, whether you're creating a mystery or a twist, or whether you're creating a dark magic system, each of these feel like you have to create some type of thing that's unique for your story that takes time. And then the special challenge category, this is the one category that will be judged separate. So this is the one category that will be judged separately. Yes, because this one is its own. So all of these ones will most likely be judged based against each other. Really, I want writers to be able to choose which genre kind of feels right for them. I want writers to have the flexibility to have fun with whatever story they choose. So, do you want the co-host not to enter? Courtney, great question. Right now, I have not selected co-hosts, so that's a good question. So I purposely haven't selected any co-hosts this time around because I want to give everyone the ability to enter. So I'm going to see and build up interest, see who's interested in submitting first off, and then I will determine co-hosts myself. So no need to worry about that, my friend. I want everyone to be able to submit regardless of community involvement. So great question. And once again, I've made this format a lot easier by getting rid of the more complex judging thing that we did in Faded Fantasy. And because I'm saving the final announcements of the winner till after the live stream, I think it's going to be able to maximize everyone who wants to submit and be involved in the event. So, great question. Oh, I see. I see. You guys are already going to be planning some interesting stories, some interesting stuff. So I'm definitely really excited to see what we see. Let's see. Okay, wait, Courtney, I'm not sure. So you said, do you want the co-host not to enter? And then you said, I asked because I don't know if I can extend last year's story into this. I'm a tribe. The thrill is out of the story. I'm not quite sure I understand the question. I think what you're asking is, can you use like last year's story, or can you use the world that you created with last year's story? I think if I'm understanding that question correctly, but I'm not sure. So, but I mean, like, more power to you. I mean, if you feel confident that you can leverage the same world and similar characters that you used last year, more power to you. The thing that I would caution is that if you do use same world or similar characters, the whatever story gets you choose has to be able to be a self-contained story. If there are things that readers would need to know before the story begins or character details, it might minimize the experience for new readers or new viewers wanting to check out your story. I think that would be my only hesitancy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Laughing in the Dark showed the thrill. I'm not sure I can. Yeah, because I mean, technically, that revealed the twist. So technically, readers already know the twist. I think there's ways that you can come up with a new twist. I think you'd really have to think of what do readers already know about the characters, and then how can I subvert expectations based off what they know. I think there would be some ways to do it if you wanted to continue on in your world. But yeah, I think you'd really have to think about it and challenge yourself. So yeah, and I mean we can definitely tell it. Yeah, I could agree after after we read it on the critique show that I think there's definitely some I think definitely as a standalone and once with the stories together, I think it just makes it stronger because you're building on each of the characters in the pre-existing moments, which is definitely really powerful. So yeah. Yeah, so I am super thrilled. I'm definitely really thrilled about our competition this year. I have everything here. As you guys can see, our form is pretty similar to what you guys normally see for the writing competition. So once again, we have everything summarized here, all the dates, the details, the how it works, and so on and so forth. We also have all the questions, the upload file, and anything else. So all this is pretty straightforward, nothing new. But once again, I feel like it's super easy. All the information that you need is here in the Google form. Nothing super lengthy, all easy to access. So it's not a separate document this time around, which I think is something that was really, really cool. Awesome. And on that note, I think that's everything that I have. Let me know if you guys have any additional questions. I need to go open up the Freaky Friday Discord. So I need to go open up the Freaky Friday Discord and we shall go from there so I can get all the stuff out. But you guys were definitely asking some really good questions. Let me see. Are there any ones I need to add to the frequent asked questions? Our winners. Oh, that's right. So for categories. Okay. Yeah, so definitely let me know, friends, if you have any other questions that come to mind regarding the competition. We'll be talking about it a lot over the next month, but I'm looking forward to seeing the thrills and seeing what you come up with. But that's all that I got for you today, my friends. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily writing sprint stream. I need to get my schedule out, and that's all that I got for you, my friends. If you're watching on the replay, feel free to drop a comment or come join us in the Discord if you have questions. And that's all I got. All right, I'll catch you later, friends. Take care. Words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers. It's time to write.
Right now.
Sorry.
Right now, not right now, but right now. Read now, right now. Is that right?
Words are wind, but